What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. We're continuing to have fun with this Polyworld team built by Andy VGC. It brought us some really good success yesterday, and we're hoping to keep that up today. So looking at my opponent's first team, it is Zacian Kyogre. It is that standard comp of Zacian Kyogre with Tornadus, Landorus, Kartana, and Amoonguss. So a lot of really tricky things to watch out for. I think Thundurus is going to be very good here on lead. Honestly, Poliwhirl is not bad either. Being able to potentially go for some icy wins, I think could be really big. So I definitely want that. I expect them to bring their Kyogre. So I'm thinking of not bringing mine in favor of Instant Zacian. I think it's a little bit of a risk. Right, we are really going all in on Thundurus. I think that that's sort of a fine option. So I'm going to stick with this for now. We do have the ability, right, to use that Defiant versus their Landorus to kind of make things, yeah, we can kind of make things work for us. So we'll kind of see how that works out. Sorry, quickly texting. As we are hopping into it, we're going to see Amoonguss Kartana. So this is not a really bad spot for us, right? Because of the fact that actually it is a really bad spot for us because Kartana really just can one-shot Poliwhirl. So we're gonna switch out and keep Poliwhirl safe. Also, definitely make sure to subscribe. We are working our way towards 1 billion subscribers. We're getting ever closer every single day, and I really can't do it without your help. It looks like the majority of the people that aren't viewing or that are viewing my video aren't subscribed, and I'm pretty sure if everyone did subscribe, we would almost be at that 1 billion mark. So really appreciate the subs for everything. But yeah, let's see here. We're gonna see the white herb on the Kartana. So that's a little scary, as we're gonna see the max straight away. So this is a little bit scary, right? This says to me that you are potentially targeting into the Poliwhirl, just trying to get rid of it. We do need to redirect though, just to try and set up for our Kartana. So yeah, we'll definitely see what my opponent wants to go for here. I'm having a completely separate conversation, but we're gonna see, yeah, the Protect come out. So probably potentially a Knuckle, probably a Leaf Blade. I'm hoping for. As we're just gonna see, yeah, the Overgrowth gonna come out into the Incineroar, which is huge for me because of the fact that, yeah, we're gonna take pretty much nothing from that. And so what we can do is we can go for a Fake Out as well as an Airstream, just to make sure that Amoonguss really isn't going to do much. If we can stall out the max, that's even better, right? Yeah, we are gonna see that very obvious Spore right there. I think we should still target down. Actually, no, because we're gonna go for what's it called? We want to go for the Airstream into the Amoonguss, as well as go for the Fake Out onto. We could also just Airstream and Flare Blitz Kartana. We are safety goggles, so that's actually not a bad option. I want to. No, I think this is safer because of the fact that we do have to worry potentially about the Kartana surviving. We also do have Zacian in the back, which I think more than easily can deal with that. So we do just need to get ourselves in a fine position for that. So yeah, let's see here. We're gonna get big Thundurus, and I think going for this that way, if they are Koba Berry, we have a way to deal with it. Also, I don't think an Airstream can kill or knock out Zacian. So that, I mean, Instance. That's gonna be really important. We are gonna see the Fake Out come out, which is perfect. So we should be able to get the Airstream off. We are going to see, yeah, it is going to be that Koba Berry. Important to note that we are faster than Kartana. I forget if that's always the case. Kartana is a speed tier I always forget, and yeah, even with that Koba Berry, like, we are absolutely shredding through. If they go for a Knuckle, like I said, we should survive. And if that's the case, we can go for another Airstream, as well as go for a Flare Blitz onto this Kartana. As yeah, we are going to see the Knuckle. I'm hoping we can take this. We are not going to be able to take it, which is a little bit unfortunate for sure, but we do have access to our Zacian in the back. I think we do want to protect it for sure, right? We want to be able to survive the turn, and after we get rid of the boost, we can just very easily go for a Sacred Sword, which should be more than enough to get the knockout. So we just need to get that Airstream and then go from there. right? We know that this Kartana has no speed boost as we saw it go for the Knuckle. I know that we can't KO it right now when it's maxed. So we just gotta hit into it. Let's get another Airstream just to be super safe and guarantee that we outspeed any sort of opposing Zacian and go for Protect on our end. I think it's just safe. It is going to be a little bit unfortunate though that we don't get up the electric terrain, which can make the endgame a little bit tricky. We've also revealed our 4, which lets my opponent know we don't have Kyogre, but we do still have Poliwhirl in the back, and if I do expect to see them have Kyogre, which I do expect like double restricted in the back, I think that this is a really fine position to be in. Also worth noting is we did see the what's it called, the White Herb on the Kartana, which means that Protect isn't out of the picture, as we are going to see a switch out. So I think that this was a very smart move. It could be an Incineroar. It's going to be Kyogre. So Kyogre, totally fine with me, right? We can get the speed boost onto the Zacian. We now have the ability to really put on damage onto really whatever comes out. I do expect, like I said, it to be Kartana as well as a second restricted. And so the Amoonguss going to go for Protect. I don't think that that's enough given how much we did through the Koba Berry. As we are just going to be able to fire off this damage, right? We are also Life Orb, which is huge. I think if they do bring out Kartana, I do want to try... I think, okay, so whatever they bring out is fine, right? We have the ability to put on a ton of pressure with Zacian. We know that if they have their own Zacian in the back, it shouldn't be able to one-shot our Thundurus. So we can just apply a ton of immediate pressure using a combination of Wild Charge, as we're going to see the Kartana. So this is really good, right? We can go for... oh, we have a turn of Max left. We can Max Lightning here, as well as go for the Sacred Sword onto this Kartana. We know that it doesn't have... what's it called? We know that it doesn't have a Focus Sash because we did see the White Herb. And I think at this point, right, like, we should just be able to run through this because of the fact that, right, we have Zacian with the speed boost. We know we can one-shot the Kartana. We know that we'll be able to one-shot the Ogre if it chooses not to Protect, and even if it protects, we're going to get a good enough damage and be able to get it the next turn. So I think this should be a really solid position, as we're going to see the switch into Landorus. So this is the big reveal, and this is actually a huge deal coming out, right? My opponent left Zacian behind, and even though they're going to get the attack boost, or they're going to give me the attack boost, right? We're going to lose that on Kartana. I mean, not on Kartana, on Zacian attacking into Kartana. So Kartana now has a chance to live this Sacred Sword, as we're going to see that is the case. It's going to go down to red, which is huge here, as they're going to be able to return back with a big Smart Strike. So luckily, we are able to tank that fairly well, but we now are in this really precarious position where Kartana is just able to sit here. I think what I want to do is I want to protect my Zacian and go for a Lash Out onto this Landorus, right? I just want to hit here and then go for a Protect. We still have Poliwhirl in the back, which is actually going to be really big here, right? It has access to Icy Wind, which is going to be huge. So I think if we even afford to lose Zacian, right, we could bring up Poliwhirl and clean up with that. As the Lash Out going to come out, I'm hoping at +1, this is a 2-shot onto the Landorus. It is going to be a 2-shot, which is great. We really cannot afford to lose Thundurus here, so I'm hoping for not a Rock Slide, as we're going to see the Rock Slide come out. Definitely unfortunate. Thundurus, I don't know if it's going to live. Survey says it is on 8, so that's actually really big. The issue, though, is we cannot, what's it called? We cannot survive the Life Orb recoil, so we're going to potentially have to play this endgame with Poliwhirl. So, Poliwhirl, I mean, we can go for a Hypnosis onto, what's it called? We can go for a Hypnosis onto Kyogre. I think going for the Sacred Sword onto the Kartana, as well as going for the Lash Out here, should be fine, as, yeah, we are going to, unfortunately, trade, but it's not the end of the world, right? And now we do have access to Poliwhirl. I think we should go for a Protect as well as go for a Hypnosis, because I do want to make sure that we can put the Kyogre to sleep to deal with the fact that we have to go for the words Play Rough, and I don't want to worry about Play Rough missing. So we can bring up Poliwhirl here. Like I said, I think this was definitely the good choice in the end game, because I did expect them to have their Poliwhirl. I mean, not their Poliwhirl, their Kyogre. So we get to see this come out, and I think, yeah, the Hypnosis into the Protect should be fine. And then we have the ability to go for play rough, which can sort of help us out. We do have to worry about the chance of a single turn sleep, but not the end of the world, as now the question is, do we hit this hypnosis? And Survey says, we are going to get it. Poliwhirl is going to be able to put this ogre to sleep. We do have to deal with the chance of a first turn sleep, which obviously no one ever wants to deal with, but it's not the end of the world. I really wish Poliwhirl had Helping Hand. Also, the rain is going to stop here, so that's helpful for Zacian. We can go for the Scald onto the Kyogre just for a little bit of chip, as well as the play rough. Depending on how much it does, right, we do have the potential just to go for a Sacred Sword, as we are going to hit this play rough. It is going to almost KO the Kyogre to the point where I'm actually fairly comfortable that a Sacred Sword should be enough to pick it up. So we are going to fire off that Scald, doing the best job that Poliwhirl can. Going to go for just another, as well as go for a Sacred Sword onto the Kyogre. One thing we could have done, no, I was going to say we could have protected to let the Kyogre go for like a Sacred, or go for a Water Spout and then Encore it, but I think that this ended up. So overall, I'm really glad that we were able to pull through. I think Poliwhirl saving it for the end put us in just a very strong position to kind of come up and clean up. So overall, just a really solid first battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Zacian Kyogre. So another Zacian Kyogre, this time the very different composition. It is Rillaboom, Zacian, Incineroar, Amoonguss, Kyogre, and Grimmsnarl. So this is I'm assuming this is, what's it called? This is Sohaib's version with, Sohaib and Izzy's version that Izzy used to get top 8 at Vancouver with Life Orb Kyogre. So if that's the case, right, we have a lot of tools to deal with it, right? We do have Poliwhirl, we do have Amoonguss. So Amoonguss, I really like Amoonguss Thundurus here with Poliwhirl and then probably Zacian. I think once again we are in a position where we don't really need our Kyogre. I would much rather lead Amoonguss. I think this is fine. I think we can try and set up. I think, right, if you are going for Kyogre, if we can put you to sleep turn 1, right, like that's huge, being able to just go for the Hypnosis. If we land the Hypnosis and we waste your Dynamax, right, like that's really great. So that's definitely something. The Icy Wind can be very huge with the Zacian to guarantee that we win the speed tie, because this is, if I recall correctly, just a very offensive Zacian similar to ours. So we are going to see the Amoonguss as well as the Kyogre. So Poliwhirl going to come out here having a grand old time, as we are going to bring out our Thundurus, which is really not going to like what's happening here. So I think what I want to do is, what did I bring in the back? I'm going to switch out. I'm going to switch out into my Amoonguss, just trying to you know, like swap things around, and then I do want to go for a straight Hypnosis. I'm going to switch out. Okay, I'm going to switch out into Amoonguss, and I'm going to try to put Kyogre to sleep. Part of me was like, what if I put? Part of me wanted to put their Kyogre or their Amoonguss to sleep, but you know, I think that this is fine too. We're going to see the Rage Powder come out, which is totally fine with me, right? You shouldn't be doing much to either of us, as the Hypnosis, unfortunately, is going to miss. We are going to see the Water Spout come out, so that's not going to be a huge... Oh, my goodness, that is a very big deal. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm going to Spore, and I'm going to go for another Hypnosis onto this Kyogre. If we can put the Amoonguss to sleep. So what I'm hoping for is we put the Amoonguss to sleep, and we get Poliwhirl knocked out for a switch-in into Thundurus, and then we have the ability just to immediately go for a Max Lightning. We are going to connect the Hypnosis this time, which is huge. Putting the Amoonguss to sleep is always an amazing feeling. And we already saw it attack, so we are guaranteed that it will be asleep next turn. So we can bring out Thundurus and immediately just go for a huge max here, as the Kyogre is already going to be down 20% of its HP. I think, okay, so I think we do want to bring out Thundurus here. We could bait the Kyogre. So that's what I'm thinking, right? We bait the Kyogre to attacking, and we go for a Spore here, and then go for a Protect. They don't know that I have Protect, so what I'm thinking is they try and max to absorb the lightning. We get to put something to sleep, and then we can start maxing and just putting on immediate pressure. This is the variant that I think it is. So yeah, we are going to see the Max Ogre, which is awesome. I very, very, very much expect it to attack into Thunderous. I could have gone for a Max Guard. Haters will say that that was a bad choice, but I think that this is... I should have gone for the Max Guard because they can Max Lightning. You're right. We should see a Hailstorm. That's what I'm hoping for. And so I'm hoping that if they go for the Hailstorm, we can set up and put it to sleep, as we're going to see the Rage Powder come out. It's not going to work. Please go for the... We're going to see the Geyser, which is great. This should go into Thunderous. Thunderous is going to take that. Not as well as I would have liked, but it does take that. We should have gone for something else. So we're going to be able to put the Ogre to sleep. We know the Ogre has a guaranteed sleep turn. And so what we can do is we can go for the Pollen Puff onto Thunderous, as well as go for the Max... I'm going to go for an Airstream onto the Amoonguss. This is a little bit risky, mainly just due to the fact that if their Amoonguss wakes up and puts us to sleep, we're basically both going to waste our turns of Dynamax. So yeah, I probably should have gone for, what's it called? A Max Lightning, but it's fine, right? We just need to survive one turn. We just need the Amoonguss to stay asleep this turn, which it's going for Rage Powder, so that's even better. We know the Kyogre is going to take its guaranteed sleep turn, and now we can create a scenario, right, where the Amoonguss is also... Is that Focus Sash, or is it just dead? It is. We are going to see the Focus Sash reveal, so that's actually totally fine with me. We are behind, quote-unquote, behind a turn in Max, and so we can heal up this turn, which is great. We can Rage Powder to guarantee that our Thunderous will not take a hit from this Kyogre, as we can go for a big Airstream the last turn. Yeah, so we want to Rage Powder here in case Ogre wakes up, and we want to go for... This is Zero Speed Shroom. I was like, we could go Turbo Shroom. I'm going to go for an Airstream here. Just, I know it's at 1, but I think that that's fine. We want to just get rid of the Amoonguss to make it so your Kyogre no longer is going to be maxed. We are going to see the Rage Powder, which is fine with me. As Airstream is going to come out here, if we get another turn of sleep on Kyogre, right, like, that's incredible. We're going to set up so we have Zacian, right, come out, and that should be really useful. So the big question now is your Kyogre going to stay asleep for one more turn? If you are, that would be really nice. If you don't, I understand, which, you know, I do understand. We're going to see the Geyser come out. This is going to go into the Amoonguss. So we know the Amoonguss is not going to survive, but more importantly, right, like this Kyogre also is going to be super low, which is good for us because we do have a turn of Max left, and there's no more rain. So that's going to really reduce the damage, but we are also down 2. So we're down to our last 2, but we still have the fastest Pokemon on the team, and the rest of this team is very supportive, right? They do have a Zacian, but other than that, right, their whole team is very supportive, as we are going to see the Rillaboom come out. So Rillaboom here is very interesting to me. I do want to just go straight for a Lightning into the Kyogre to reduce how much damage it can do with Grassy Glides, make it so we can set up for an endgame, and also, right, I think we have to get rid of Kyogre. I can't really afford for it to stick around, so I do want to just go for a very obvious Protect, as well as go for the Lightning onto the Ogre. I can't afford for the Grassy Terrain to stick around for the Rillaboom. This does make it a little bit awkward, right, because a lot of Rillabooms are trained to survive a Behemoth Blade, so we are going to see the Kyogre switch out, which is totally fine with me. This should be up into Zacian, so Zacian really not going to appreciate this Max Lightning, and I'm hoping that a combination of Max Lightning plus a Wild Charge should be enough for the knockout, so then we can start pressuring into this Rillaboom, as we are going to go for the Protect, just trying to avoid the obvious Fake Out. We could have done something else, but yeah, there's no point in risking unnecessary damage, especially as we are going to be able to fire off this really big Max Lightning. Survey says, yeah, that is definitely in range of a Wild Charge. I will tell you that much. And so what we want to, it still is a little bit tricky, right? Because we know that this Rillaboom, what's it called? This Rillaboom can probably survive a hit. So I do definitely want to go for the Behemoth Blade, as well as go for a Wild Charge onto the Zacian. I don't think that there's any reason to kind of risk things otherwise. We will probably have to take a high horsepower, which is not ideal. We could see a swap out into Kyogre. Kyogre not going to like the Behemoth Blade, as we are just going to be able to immediately fire off and deal damage onto the Zacian. So that's going to be good for us. And so now is the big question, really the big question of how much does this Behemoth Blade do? It should do a very big amount. I'm hoping for a 2-hit KO. Maybe they're not accounting for... Okay, so perfect, right? They just didn't account for full offensive Zacian, which not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people say, hey, your Zacian is going to be adamant 252. But, you know, we are. So that is always really nice. This Kyogre is about 30% right now. So I feel like a combination of... the point is, I don't think I need to risk a Sacred Sword. I mean, a Behemoth Blade. I think a Sacred Sword, as well as a Wild Charge from a Life Orb. Like, this is Life Orb Stab and super effective. Like, this should be more than enough, as we are going to... we're just going to clean up with Thundurus. So overall, another really great game. Poliwhirl, it did what it needed to do. It put the Amoonguss to sleep, which put us just in an incredible position to set up. So overall, I think once again, Poliwhirl really carrying us. So overall, just a really great second game, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is Groudon Calyrex. It is Groudon Calyrex, Thundurus, Venusaur, Incineroar, and Tapu Fini. So this is a hard one. I honestly really like Poliwhirl Thundurus again, with Zacian and Kyogre in the back. I'm gonna do that. Let's do that. I think this is fine. I do expect a... That's actually a quick question. Is it Defiant or is it Support Thundurus? I think both have merit. So the question is... what? Which is important. So let's see what happens. We're gonna see a Thundurus and we're gonna see an Incineroar. So we are going to get a Defiant boost, which is always very nice. I wish we had Foul Play. No, Foul Play is fine. We do have Hypnosis. So what we could do, we could also max Poliwhirl, which I think is kind of funny. I very much would like to go for a Hypnosis on the Thundurus, and I would like to Protect. In the event that this is Burning Jealousy Incineroar, that's okay. So we're gonna see Calyrex. We're gonna see Calyrex come out, which is actually really big for us. Is it big for us? Not really. Okay, a little bit. So let's see here. We can hopefully get this Hypnosis off, as we're gonna see the Thundurus max. So this is actually really bad. You know, this is actually really bad. I did not consider the fact that Thundurus moves before Poliwhirl because I don't have a Swift Swim boost. So I'm gonna blame it on the heat. It's almost 100 degrees outside, and so for that, it's unfortunate. We could just straight max Lightning into this little guy. We're gonna see an Airstream, so that's into the Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl is going to survive. So if we hit this Hypnosis, we're in really good shape, right? Yeah, we are in really good shape. Poliwhirl, you let me down. You really let me down with that one. I'm going to switch out into... I'm going to switch out into Zacian because I have to. I have to max Airstream this Calyrex too. I don't think we survive 2 hits, but I can't afford to let Calyrex get its boost. So this was like my fault. If we had hit the Hypnosis, we would have been fine, because we would have, you know, had guaranteed 1 turn to deal with this Calyrex, whereas now we don't. I should have maxed mistakes were made. And we watch this channel for entertainment and sometimes to learn. And sometimes you learn by watching someone succeed, and sometimes you learn by watching them not succeed. And so this I think is a very classic case of watching someone not succeed. As we are going to take. Okay, so we actually just like lose here. Yeah, we straight up lose. I don't think that there's actually anything I can. Okay, is it? There's nothing. Astral Barrage will KO me, and so. Okay, so what's our out? They went for Astral Barrage. Our out is 7 protects in a row. Yes. Yeah, I mean, we just can't win this game. I'm just gonna run. It is what it is. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. Calyrex will very easily just be able to clean sweep at this point. If we had hit the Hypnosis, it would have been a much different story, but we didn't. That's a problem for past me. Even if we had, it also would not have mattered because of the fact we needed to max turn 1. No, I don't want to check my opponent's team. So this was not a very representative battle, but definitely make sure to check out Andy. He's doing some incredible things. Make sure to subscribe to me as well. And yeah, with that, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.